All right, guys, we are live. It is Thursday. How's everyone doing? I am up $1,145 on the day, which, if you remember a few days ago, I was up a similar amount, and that I said was actually my best day of the entire year so far. It's actually, we're in mid-June, and I talked about how I was a little bit surprised that that was actually my best day, having made that much, and now here I am 2 days later, 3 days later, having made actually just a little bit more than what I made a few days ago. So I'm up $1,145 today, and you can see my P&L breakdown right here. It really all comes down to AMC, and AMC had a great day today, up 10%, not unlike other days, and we're going to take a look at it in a second. But first, I want to remind you guys, if you are watching this and you find this recap helpful, please hit the like button. I do appreciate that, and subscribe. I do these live recaps here every single day around 5:40, 6 o'clock for you guys. So no matter what my P&L is, you guys see it right there, right when I start the stream. And anyway, if you find value in that, please hit the like button, subscribe, and the Discord server link is in the description. You can join that, and we can chat about trading. And I'm in there in the mornings. We got a little community going, hopefully, trying. But anyway, all right, so let's get into the recap. AMC obviously is what I'm going to be talking about here. I think actually, though, I may have had a trade on Woof first, and now this is where the Discord server comes into play, where we kind of call out what we're looking at. And my right-hand man, Gary, who is an admin there in the Discord, he said, "Hey man, take a look at Woof today and the daily chart and just the setup." And so I was like, all right, let me take a look. And this was pre-market, and so I took a look at it, and it's very extended from a pop a couple days ago. And what I liked about it was that if I go to a 5-minute, you can kind of see. I'm going to go to a 15-minute. You can see it better, but you can see, and let me get the pen out too. This helps me. Bear with me here, guys. But you can see where it kind of began the run up right here. Here's that level where it began this crazy run up, and now coming into today, we've retraced back to that spot. So usually you're going to get some sort of support at that level, and really just looking for a green day on the stock coming into kind of this zone again. And it's not like this is going to be a crazy winner or anything. You do have this kind of moving average here, resistance, and just the fact that it is so beaten down. It's not like I'm looking for some crazy surge, but anytime you can feel pretty directionally confident in a trade, that's and especially one here where the stop is so close, right? The stop is right there. So if you stop out, it's very low risk. So that's kind of what I liked about it. Low risk and, pretty directionally confident that it was going to have a move to the upside. Well, in the morning period, it really didn't. The volume was pretty low on it. Let me show trades here, and I'm going to go to a 1-minute chart. So you can see I got long right here off the open. It did kind of pop up initially, but then as it came back down here through VWAP, wasn't looking so good. It popped up here. I actually added to the position. I thought, okay, it just needed a little pullback. Now it's going to go. Nope, that did not work out. And then here was a 20-cent drop on this candle, and then some choppiness, some low volume. This is really just uneventful. It popped up, came up through VWAP again here in this kind of morning period, and I just took kind of that opportunity to get out. I did take out the shares that I added, and then I was a little bit more patient on it. I thought, okay, here's the spot where you want to see the volume come in, right? If it's going to start going, it's going to be green, and this is a stock that has a high short interest as well. I really wanted to see volume come into it, but as it kind of broke back down and the volume was low, and then we had this big sell volume candle, I just thought, all right, you know what? I'm not going to get hurt on this. I don't want to be red on this stock. I'm going to take my opportunity and get out. Now, it just needed to pull back more, and then in the afternoon, actually some volume did come into it here, and we got this big spike up to 2360, which on 800 shares would have been actually pretty good, but I just didn't have the patience, and this is a crazy spike, but so anyway, this was kind of, Wolf really didn't do much today. This is not a stock I trade very often. But anyway, let's get to the main attraction, which is AMC. Always the main attraction. Always watching AMC. And I mean, right now, you look at the daily chart on it, and just from kind of a wider outlook, to me, it looks good for the next leg higher. I think the AMC can make another leg higher, at least retesting that $70 mark, and then if not breaking through it. I think it's done a lot of trading in this area, and now it looks like it wants to take off again to me. So this is really nice, this 9 EMA coming in, kind of being support here. Just again, it's that stair stepping higher, and now tomorrow is going to be a crucial day where we see what it does. And it could be the case that it pulls back again tomorrow and kind of does a 2-day kind of pullback, and then it takes off. Or, anything can happen on it, but I do think that AMC, given today, it's looking good for a push to likely a new leg higher. I mean, people have been talking about $100 on it. I would definitely not say that $100 is out of the picture. It's well within the picture. It's definitely not unlikely. But anyway, as for my trade on it, I always start out, I'm looking at it in pre-market kind of right here, and it's come down, but that's okay. It's all about where is it going to open, and you can see kind of right here 20 minutes before the open, it kind of perks back up. It has this huge green bar here, and then it opens around 53. So I've talked about this a lot. In that pre-market period, 2-3 minutes before the open, you get a good sense of where is it going to open up, and where it's going to open up is really important, because then you can look over the daily chart and say, oh, that daily candle is going to open right here. So it's a small gap down from the close yesterday, but again, it's opening right at that 9 EMA. I mean, that opens up the possibility for a bar like this, where it comes in as support, and then you get kind of that stair-stepping action and that next leg higher. And if you're looking too at this 15-minute, you can see that as well. Here's the leg higher, and then the pullback, and now, it's speculation, but it looks to me like we're starting that next run higher. So we want to see, of course, the move above 65, and then holding those levels and then continuing higher. So that's you as a day trader, you want to be thinking ahead. You want to be thinking in pre-market, what do I think? This is like the bottom line. What do I think the daily chart is going to look like by the end of the day? And you do want to formulate a bias. You do want to say, looking forward, I think that this stock can do this today, and then you can execute based off that. So that's exactly what I did on my trade on it today. I thought, my bias on it is to the long side, and this is very, very common, where the opening is a total crapshoot. It's a red herring, right? What happens is you jump in, you're like, oh, my bias is long, I'm going long. So you go long, but then you just get chopped out in all this messiness, and then all of a sudden you're probably red on the trade. You're like, screw it, and then you see it kind of starting to come down, and you're like, okay, I'm going to avoid. Then you start watching something else, and then you come back, and it's had this crazy move upside. So you don't want to let that happen. You want to stay back on the open. I mean, I'm not saying stocks can't rip off the open. They very often do, but just when you come to the table and you watch AMC every single morning, most of the time it does something like this, where in the morning, that first kind of period is just some choppiness before you get kind of yesterday's not a good example, because yesterday was a very low volume day, but if you go back to the days where it had high volume, you get some craziness off the open that typically you want to avoid. There's opportunities to scalp in those fluctuations, but if you're trying to formulate a bias and say, I'm going long for a big move, you might want to hold off from the open. But again, and it's all in relative terms. This is a hard thing for me to describe, but when you're looking at a stock off the open, these candles look very, very large. These moves look big, but you have to be able to step back and think, okay, by the end of the day, these candles aren't going to look so big, because when the stock expands its range, these candles become smaller. So it's all relative, and when that happens, right, when this stock continues higher, you look back and you say, oh, wow, all of this, it was just sideways action. This is all just sideways action. There's really nothing going on here. So you can't look at this as really a downtrend. It's really just consolidation. You see, here's the first spot where the reason I bought right here is, again, guys, it's such a simple trading style. You just want to look at the trends. Right here, it's trending higher. I'm just drawing it out for you. It's trending higher, and then here it reverses to a downtrend. Now you get this high. Here's a low, and then a lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, so this is a downtrend, right? But then crucially here, This is me buying in anticipation of a failed lower low. This is a failed lower low. This is actually a double bottom. It doesn't make a lower low. So what does that tell you? It tells you buyers are right there. They're coming in at this price again, and that opens the door for what? The first higher high. So that's where you reverse from downtrend to uptrend. I go over this like literally every day. It's like very, very simple. And there's the entry in anticipation of that. And you know what? If we break to a new low, then you just get out of the trade. It's not, you know, no harm, no foul. You take a small loss there, but I jumped in 300 shares, and then, you know, of course I say this all the time. I do take my profits, you know, usually most of my profits I take off the table rather quickly, especially on a stock like AMC where it does move so much. And, you know, what's clear is, okay, it's made this higher high, but now what's going to happen? Trends can change very quickly, but I did like the volume that was coming in. I did really, really want, of course, I was looking at the daily chart and thinking, wow, there's really kind of unlimited opportunity. I mean, not unlimited, but there's a lot of opportunity on a big day. I mean, it could have moved to 70 today. It could have. And in the afternoon, you'll see in a second, I thought it might have. But today there was definitely a lot of possibilities on AMC to the upside. So I did want to be able to like kind of step back and say, okay, Austin, I know you have big share size here, but you got to keep them on. You got to keep these shares in play because, you know, you just got to keep them in play because, you know, the possibilities are large today. There's definitely the possibility for a considerable move upside, a considerable range on AMC. I don't know why the heck I took 50 shares off before even a new high was made above this level. I don't know what I was thinking there. I should have kept this 50 shares. I want to literally take this and just move it like up here. Let's say I got 50 shares out there instead of here. That's an extra, you know, $5 per share on 50 shares, 250 bucks. But no, I'm just kidding. Can't do that. Can't just move them around. What happened. It's too bad. So anyway, you can see really nice trend up here, and this is all just stair-stepping action. And I saw how strong AMC was, and yeah, I mean, I was kind of able to hold some shares up here into this level, and then I got my last 25 shares out up here above 60 at 62 bucks, which was a great final out. But again, I was only holding 25 shares at that point. So I do wish I had been able to hold more shares longer, of course. But all things considered, this trade here was over $1,000 trade. It was about this amount. It was about this exact amount. All this trading in the afternoon, this all was a wash here in the afternoon. And, you know, what sucks is I came back to it in the afternoon. I thought, you know, what does it look like? It looks like it's gearing up for a surge in the afternoon. It looks like it's curling back up for a move back, at least back to the highs, if not breaking through and making new highs. And then from there, who knows? I mean, then you've got this $65 target. That's the next target. And then, like I said a few minutes ago, above that spot, $70. And then just looking at this chart more generally, it looks like it's making the next leg higher. So, you know, $80, $90, $100. These are all in play tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but seriously, just the power of the daily chart right now is really, really strong. So tomorrow, if it gaps up tomorrow, small gap up tomorrow, I give it a good chance of, you know, having a really crazy day tomorrow. Tomorrow will be telling for sure. But anyway, in this afternoon period, I was a little bit frustrated because I came back to it and I looked at it right here. I saw it right here and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna buy it. I tried to buy it, but it missed me. I tried to buy 200 shares, but I didn't get the fill. And I thought, oh, okay, you know what? I'm already up 1,000, 1,100. I'll just, you know, whatever, you know, it's fine. And then, of course, boom. It has this crazy God, I don't know why that always happens. It has this crazy 60-50 move to 62 that I missed out on. And it just sucks too because I was about to buy it. I was literally about to buy it. And guys, why was I about to buy it? It's the exact same thing. Look at this. It's a trend up. You see this pattern all the time. It's a trending higher. Then, it puts in this weird kind of lower low, but kind of double bottoming here. Then it pops up. Here's a lower high, and then it comes down. But again, that spot is holding. This sets up a very explosive move, and if you can't see it, I'll redraw it. This is really just a pennant forming wedge, and that can generate an explosive move upside. So when I saw that pattern, I really wanted to buy it, but I missed it. I didn't get it. But if I had gotten 2,200 shares here, oh man, that would have been so nice. But you know what? I waited for that move to manifest, and then I was like, all right, I'm buying on the very first pullback. I'm buying on the very first pullback. I mean, this thing is gonna, because again, just all that context where it could go to 70 today, it could not go to 70, and I could still make money. I think it's very likely that it's going to at least test the high of the day, at least in the afternoon. That's $63. So me getting in at 61.85, at least, at the least, I think we're going to test that area, and then above there, and all sorts of doors are open. So I loved it. I was like, AMC is just so strong today. It's trending. It's having a trending day. The daily chart is good. Again, all those factors in play. So I'm buying. I'm just buying. And I don't typically just I usually wait for better entries. But you can see here, I got in 61.85, and then it did curl up and have this move up to 63. I was up like $130, $150 up here. But then huge red candle, huge drop. And now, that is a little bit scary, because on a stock like AMC, when you have a big drop like that, is it going to continue? I mean, how low can we go so quickly? I mean, there's definitely it's not unlikely. In the GameStop squeeze back in January, February, we saw that all the time, huge red candles like that. So they are a little bit scary. So we did have that, and it actually moved almost to 60.50. I was down almost $100. But then, I was like, no, you know what? Let's just be patient on it. Zoom out, look at a bigger time frame, and realize that this candle, it's scary, but I really think it's a bear trap. I think a move like this is where people panic sell, get out of their long positions. But what they don't realize is so quickly a stock like AMC can just ramp back up, and you see just how quickly it made a new high above that spot. And I stayed with it. I didn't take anything off, and right just like that, I'm up back up $150 on just 100 shares up here. I got 25 shares out, but again, I was thinking like, let's hold these shares, see where it goes. Is it going to go to 65? Is it going to go to 67? Is it going to go to 70? I didn't know. I was like, let's hold. I'm up on the day. Let's rock and roll to the moon. But, it actually ended up kind of double topping here, and then it did roll over. There were spots where I thought it was still looking good. You can see here it had some consolidation for a few minutes. It popped up. It looked like it was going to come up, but then it failed back down. That could have been a good spot to cut the position and just take the gains I had on it, but I didn't end up doing that. I did carry it kind of down, but just buying on dips, trying to add on dips. On this dip, I tried to add 100 shares. I got a partial fill, and then I was like, all right, you know what? I missed the spot I wanted. I'm not gonna chase it, which was good because it didn't really bounce from there. Sideways action, bear flag, and here I added 100 shares as I thought, oh, it failed to move lower. It's gonna pop up, but then this candle brought us right back down, and then here, as it kind of broke to a new low, I did end up cutting all my shares out there. I was flat. There, as I thought. It's just, it's had chances to bounce. It's not doing it. It's looking weak. And at that point, I thought, it does look like it's eyeing that VWAP, and it's going to start coming down now. So I was patient on it. It did come down. Here on this candle, I bought 100 shares. I can explain all these buys. Here's this wick here where I thought, that looks like a reversal candle. Maybe this next candle is going to bring us to the upside. Just when I see a wick like that, and we're close to VWAP. We didn't quite touch it, but we're close enough, I would say, where we could start to see a bounce here. So I added 100 shares. Sure enough, this candle did bring us higher. I cut the position at 60.41 though. Unfortunately, I got out. You can see 60.41 is right where my cursor is right now. I cut the position. It did bounce like I wanted it to, but I didn't stick around for whatever reason. I just got scared. I thought, I'm up $4. I'm not red on it. It's probably going to go to VWAP, in which case I'd be down on the trade. So anyway, I just cut the position, but it did rip up to 60.80, so I left like $40 on the table. But then in the very next minute, slamming right back down and testing VWAP, just shows you how quickly this thing can change directions and move. And yeah, you don't want to put yourself in a mindset where you're like, oh, it's having this move now on like a 1 minute when you're looking very intricately. Just realize it can move in the opposite direction huge if it wants. it's really just comes down to the technicals and where and price levels and things like that. That's where it's going to gravitate to. So you play that. You don't play the price action. You play the levels. So even though the price action is like, oh, it's surging up, the levels think, okay, this isn't a very strong reversal. It's weird because it's now, this is not strong to me. This is 1, 2, 3 minutes. And you've got VWAP right here. It's awkwardly curling in front of VWAP. The target is still VWAP. So anyway, I can't really explain it, but just with experience, you understand that like it's going to gravitate toward these spots where the levels are important. So anyway, it comes to VWAP. Again, I'm just buying dips on it, kind of scalping it out here. I add 100 shares here at 59.70 and get out at 59.98. That's like a $28 trade right there or whatever. So just small little scalps at that point, and then I just stopped trading it. I did think that there was going to be a possibility where I saw it down here and I thought it's probably going to move a little bit higher into the close, just kind of bouncing at this spot. Stocks, stocks move like this, they move like this, so when you have this, you can kind of just draw it out. Okay, it had this big move, and now it makes sense for it to kind of have some sort of drifting back higher. It is a little bit flowy, it's a little bit, stocks aren't so, they're not as staccato as you think they are. They're what's the other one called? This is like a piano term or something, or a musical term or something. Anyway, I forget. I don't know what I'm talking about, but hopefully that made some sort of sense. Anyway, so that was it on AMC. Those were my trades on it, and I did great on it today, so I'm patting myself on the back. And this is an all-time high in my day trading journey. I did have a quick trade on BB where I wanted to short it, but I thought, you know what, the setup on it is just not good enough for me to do that. I was in and then I was out. I was like, you know what, no, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But anyway, trading higher and after hours. Anyway, yeah, so you can see my account overall today is down 1,400, and despite me making 1,100 day trading, that is because, and you guys know I'm very long gold, and gold has just absolutely died over the last 2 days. You can see the daily chart, it's just absolutely fallen apart. So anyway, I'm definitely upset about that. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I think the big whales and institutions that are making this move happen, I think they're wrong. But whatever. That's just me. You can't battle the market. But anyway, so in just the sphere of day trading, it was a good day today, and my best day of the year. So definitely patting myself on the back. That's great. And anyway, yeah, so I hope you guys are staying green, trading well. And if you enjoyed this recap, please, guys, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. Lets me know that you guys think that there is value, in these recaps. And also subscribe if you're new, because I do these recaps every single day, 5:40 p.m., 6 o'clock. I do these recaps every single day. So I'll be back for the recap tomorrow. And guys, keep your eye on AMC. If you guys like trading AMC, definitely watch it. Of course, it's on watch every single day as long as the volume is where it's at, of course. But I'm really especially going to say tomorrow I'm making a big prediction that just given the daily chart, it looks like there's an opportunity. There could be an opportunity on it tomorrow. If not, it could be a small pullback day, and then that move could be awaiting us. And when I say that move, I mean that next leg higher to $72 and then possibly beyond. The daily chart, it looks good. I'm not going to lie. It looks really good. So anyway, I'll be watching it tomorrow, and I'm going to try my best tomorrow to stay disciplined, stay green, and yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well and trading well, and yeah, join the Discord server, link in the description, like this video, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.